harmless man is not particularly true for disagreeable boys. And agreeable boys get higher grades independent of their IQ and their academic. You said that a harmless man is not a good man. A good man is a very dangerous man who has that under voluntary control. How should people become more dangerous? Oh, becoming more articulate is definitely, I would say, that's the primary array of weapons. So, I mean, physical prowess is something, and it's not nothing, that physical confidence that comes along with that as well. But the same thing replicated at the level of the ability to communicate and think, and that's a way broader field of battle and opportunity. So this is one thing that isn't taught well, especially to boys. It's more important to teach it to boys, I would say, because they're more skeptical of such, of the educational enterprise in general, generally speaking, partly because they're less obedient, partly because they're less agreeable. That's particularly true for disagreeable boys. And agreeable boys get higher grades independent of their IQ and their academic achievement, because they're easier to deal with. So what do you tell disagreeable boys? There's nothing that makes you more formidable than verbal competence and being able to articulate, be able to think, to marshal your arguments, right? It's a battlefield metaphor. Get everything in order. Get all your information.
Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to go ahead and get into today's topic. Let me go ahead and go live on IG. Still got to play around with YouTube. They still don't want to go ahead and let me get the audio out, so I had to do it off my phone. So we're going to figure it out coming in for the weekend. But no further ado, we are not going to get started. The message is still going to go ahead and get out there. So, family, what is everybody grateful for coming into today before we go ahead and dive into the topic on how to go ahead and step into your power, how to really go ahead and become dangerous? I love this topic for today, so it's going to be a great one. But before we do, what is everybody grateful for? Grateful for God, grateful to be alive, grateful for the mind, for the body, for the spirit, grateful to go ahead. Honestly, this morning was day 130, I believe. Let me double check. Okay, so check this out. Day 131, and look at that. We have officially wrapped up the journal. It has been 131 days of seriously getting deep, the deep work, the inner work, the unpersonal development. This is truly what it takes to go ahead and reach these levels that we're looking to get to. So for everybody that is on your journey, I'm proud of you. Drop your number down below so we can go ahead and hold you accountable. But let me tell you, you are on the way to greatness. So be proud of yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back, because I'm telling you, we are just getting started. And it's not a reason why all of these things are manifesting. Guess what? It's been written down, it's been felt, and it's already out to the universe. The only thing that's left, I tell you every day, is for time to go ahead and catch up. So look at that. I love it. 121, day 37, JoJo, Lady Boss Nikki. Let's go. I'm so proud of you guys. You're doing awesome. All right, here we go. Let's get into today's topic. Hey, wait till you see this post on IG today. These AI photos are fire. Perfect example of how much technology is changing. So here we go. Stepping into your highest version of yourself, how to go ahead and become dangerous. Get out your notepad, get out your pen. This is going to be a training that you do not want to miss. All right. So here we go. First things first, we're going to be talking about wealthy. We're going to be talking about the difference between wealthy and rich, right? Starting off rich. We've seen a lot of people who are rich, right? We've seen them as celebrities. We've seen them as movie stars. We've seen them as athletes. They can be rich, right? They might have a little bit of money, but you see, what is wealthy? Wealthy is a whole different stratosphere, right? To be wealthy in the mind, to be wealthy in the pockets, to be wealthy spiritually, right? This is the goal of what we're all chasing after, right? They don't say generational rich. They say generational wealth. So today, to really tap into this generational wealth topic, it's going to take us really getting dangerous, diving into the highest version of ourselves to really dig deep internally today and figure out what are the weights. We all have weights on right now that we might be pushing to the side or pushing under the bed. Today, I want to go ahead and lift off the cover, and I want to uncover some of those so we can really get to the root, so you can truly start running into your purpose with full speed, right? With no baggage on your shoulders. Okay. So here we go. Here's the first question I want to go ahead and leave everybody with. First question is, and this is coming from Sean, right? So you already know this is a fire training. Okay. First question is that he asked us this morning, 11:11, paint your vision. Here's what he said. How long each day are you wealthy? How fast do you get taken out of your wealthy dreams? What a great question to start off, because even for a lot of us, you can just think about your eating, right? Think about food. How many of us do so well maybe at the beginning of the day, and then part of the day gets going, and then we start to go back to eating a little bit of junk food, right? A lot of people at nighttime, that's when they dig into the sweets and into the junk and all to the garbage. You know why? Because as the day progresses, guess what happens? Your willpower starts to diminish for the most part. This is why they say if you can really get productive in the morning, you can make the most use out of your morning, you're going to be able to go ahead and run the day, and the day is not running you, right? Being able to make important decisions early on when you have the mental capacity to go ahead and do it, this is when the power really starts to manifest. Because for a lot of us, even for myself, I used to stay up late. I used to be up late till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was thinking I was doing productive things, but you know what? To be honest, I was wasting a lot of time. I was doing a lot of scrolling. I was looking at a lot of information, but to be honest, there wasn't a whole lot of action being done. So you know what I realized? The real flex is not staying up late. The real flex is being able to get up early. Because let me ask you this. After you've gone through your whole day, we've done all of these different things throughout the day, you think you're going to be probably most of the time just as productive after all of these things versus when you get up and you have a lot of willpower? So this is a big change that I had to start implementing even for myself to really start getting into the highest version. How long throughout the day are we wealthy? So this was a great first question to go ahead and kick it off, so you can really start analyzing, am I being busy or am I actually being productive? Because there's a huge difference between the two. So I had to really sit down and start asking myself that question as well. The second question is right here. So if being wealthy, right? If this vibration already exists, if this frequency is already out there, the only difference is us being able to come in alignment with it. Okay, so if that makes sense, drop a 2 down below. Everything we want already exists. What we desire already exists. The only difference is being able to get in alignment with it. So here's how we start getting in alignment with it today. Okay, here's how I want to frame this for you. If you think about a car, right? Last time we took our car in. Why did we take the car in most of the time? And I'm not talking about just your oil. Why did we take the car in? Most of the time it happened because maybe we heard something. Something sounded off. There was something that just didn't seem right. So we took it in and they found the problem and they fixed it. What does that mean? It means there were signs that something wasn't functioning properly. There's signs. So let me give you a perfect example, okay? I'll give you a perfect example. You can look at your skin, okay? You can look at your body, and we can start getting signs of how we're thinking and how we're feeling. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but our skin plays a big role off of the emotions that we feel and the thoughts that we're thinking, right? You ever wonder why a lot of people end up breaking out during certain times and wonder how that directly correlates with how stressed out you are? You ever notice that difference, right? It's because they both go together, okay? And our body is also a direct reflection of the thoughts that we think for ourselves, our self-confidence that we actually have, and the beliefs that we carry every day. So this is a perfect way that we can start checking these little symptoms to start identifying, is there something wrong? Are we carrying some baggage? Are we holding on to something maybe that we don't need to be holding on to? Okay? And this is just all part of evaluation. This is all part of the self-check. Because for a lot of times, many of us, we just float by for 30 days, we float by for 6 months and wonder why we're not seeing the growth and the change. It comes with these evaluations so we can go ahead and we can make a difference. We can make a little tweak to go ahead and make the magic happen. Because here's the perfect example of what I want to tell you. If your body's not where you want to look like, finances, spirituality, any part of our life, I want you to think about if we were to go take in our car. Okay, this is such a great example for today. If we took in our car, are they going to dismantle the whole car to fix it? Or are they going to keep the frame there? And are they just going to replace a couple of different things? They might replace the battery. They might replace the transmission. They might replace the engine. But they're not going to completely dismantle the whole car. So guess what? Guess how this analogy correlates directly to our life and to our business. What parts of your car need to be switched out in exchange for something with a better energy, for something with a better aura, for something with a better thought process behind it? What is that in your life? Is it cutting off limiting beliefs? Is it cutting off people that aren't serving you in your life right now? I don't know what that is for you, but it's going to take getting very intentional and doing some critical thinking to figure out what is going on in your life to identify exactly what that is for you. Because here's the deal. Maybe all we need is just something to help us get that spark. Maybe the distributor isn't creating a spark, and all we need is to go ahead and literally exchange that piece out, create that spark, and now we can get the electrical system running. Now we can get the wheels going. This is what I've learned about success. Most of the time, it's not this huge, big change. It's little things done over a long period of time, right? You see this. This isn't a big change. This wasn't a big change for me. I was already journaling. I was already writing my gratitude. You know what? I wasn't feeling it at a whole different level, right, for a long time. And that little tweak ended up creating a huge drastic change physically. But it took time, the law of gestation. It took a certain amount of period of time to start really creating this manifestation into reality. So here's the next thing I want you guys to think about, okay? So the mechanic, right? They go through tests. They go through all these different tests to start figuring out where the symptoms and where is it leading to. When was the last time that we did a wealth diagnostic on ourselves to see what's not working properly? When was the last time? And this is a perfect time to go ahead and identify your 6 pillars. Where are you at with your family? Where are you at with your body? Where are you at with your mind? Where are you at with the value that you give to society? Where are you at with your spiritual side? You see, all of these different areas, we can start to identify where the symptoms are starting to fire. And the second I really did this, it changes everything. Because now I'm firing in all cylinders and I don't just have one cylinder firing. We can have our money going great. That's one cylinder. But if the other cylinders aren't firing, guess what? The car's not going to be able to run to its maximum capacity. So this is how you start becoming dangerous. This is how you start becoming dangerous to fear and doubt. This is how you start becoming dangerous to procrastination and delay. This is where it happens. When we take a car to a mechanic, we didn't ask the mechanic if the car is worthy of running. We asked them to figure out the specific problem so we can go ahead and get the car running. So the same thing goes for our life. So when we take ourselves in, when we take ourselves to this wealth mechanic, the problem is, you know what the problem is? We don't tell the whole story. I'll say that again. When we take ourselves in to the wealth mechanic, we're not telling the whole story. You see, there's something that we're holding deep down underneath the floor, underneath the bed, that's being pushed under, that needs to be talked about, that needs to be let out. Because the longer you keep holding, you can hide the story to the world, but guess what? You know what's funny? You can't hide at night by yourself when you go to sleep at night. You can't. Those thoughts are still running. Those thoughts are in a file in here. And if you don't handle them, you're gonna wonder why you keep having symptoms, why you keep hearing little ee. You're driving, but you keep hearing little ee, and you keep wondering what it is, but at the end of the day, you know exactly what that squeaking noise is. And it's gonna take you really getting deep on this wealth check, to be honest, not just with everybody out here, but to be honest with who? Yourself. This is where it really counts. Okay. So here's my question for you guys today to really go ahead and put this thing together, right? When you decide to be wealthy, when you decide that what we've been doing right now, the actions that we've been taking, it's great, it's phenomenal, but here's the truth. Without a different level of energy, without a different level of aura behind it, we're not going to reach the levels that we're looking to reach. Because what got us here is great. The checks that we've got, the income that we received, the relationship that we built is right here. But to create a quantum leap, it's going to take a different level of energy. It's going to take tapping in to the source at a completely different angle to really start seeing this stuff manifest. So here's the deal, okay? If you were to have a race car right now, so we took our car to a mechanic. Now I want you to switch out your car. Now I want you to switch it in for a race car. So if your race car has been running races, I want you to drop your age right now. Drop your age down below. I'm 29. Okay? I'm 29. So my race car has been going for 29 years. So I want you to go ahead and drop down your race car. And I want you to ask yourself this question. Okay, 36. So think about it. If your race car has been going for 29 years, for 36 years, and you want to go ahead and you want to put you have a race coming today. don't you think 30 years, right? Don't you think if we have a race coming and we've been doing all these laps, don't you think we need to switch out a couple of things? Don't you think we need to switch out a tire? Don't you think we might need to switch out an engine? Don't you think there might be certain things we need to switch out to really go ahead and win this next race that we're coming into? Absolutely. Absolutely. So what are these tires? What is the engine? What is the transmission that we need to switch out? Is it limited thinking? Is it hanging around with the wrong types of people? Is it not truly plugging in? Whatever that is, to be able to switch out for something new, this is what it's really going to take to go ahead and start creating 2023 and make it become the best year of our lives. And here's the fun part. This isn't a 90-day process. It's not a 6-month process. Guess when this process is? Right now, right here, today. Taking the time today to figure out what is that baggage, what is this weight, what are we holding internally, what file is deep down that we're not telling the full story of, that we can finally let out, we can finally get vulnerable about, to start living in our truth, to start living at our highest potential. Because here's the deal. From now until forever, guess what? The second that we make a decision, we no longer have to be a slave to our negative thinking. We no longer have to be a slave to poverty. We no longer have to be a slave to living and being average. It takes a decision to go ahead and step across the line, to draw a line in the sand, to step into the highest version. Because who's the most dangerous person that you're ever going to see? Let me ask you that question. If we're capable of more, the answer is yes. And the next question is, what is stopping us? Who is the most dangerous person that you're ever going to meet? Yourself. The answer is in the mirror. So if we're capable and we truly ask ourselves, out of everything that's going on in the world, what's truly stopping us? You know what the answer is? It's one word. You. It's nobody externally. This is why Sean says it every day. Success is how far? How close is success? Success is literally just as close as our skin. And this is going to be part of the post that I'm putting out on IG today. Some of these photos from the AI are absolutely unreal, and I strongly suggest you guys go spend the $8 to go ahead and create your AI photos, because I promise you they're probably going to give you 1 or 2 photos that allows you to see a little sneak peek of what the highest version from yourself looks like. I'll give you guys a perfect idea. Let me ask you something. When was the last time that you sat down and you really thought about what does the highest version of yourself look like? Lenza, okay? Let me ask you that question. What does the highest version, have you sat down and really ever pictured that for yourself? I'll give you an idea. Here's one of my AI photos for today. Absolutely shredded to the bone, Greek god, okay? This is how I see myself. I'm not there yet, but when I close my eyes, that's exactly how I envision myself. Being able to be at the highest level, being able to be of service, being able to be a person to lead by example, right? I'll go ahead and give you guys one more so you can see it, but this is real. This is real. When was the last time you've ever pictured the highest version of yourself? Can you see the fire in your eyes? Can you see the passion? Can you see the love? Can you see the reason for your existence, that you're built for a lot more than what you're doing right here, right now? Absolutely. So my question for you today is, when was the last time you truly envisioned the highest version of yourself? And I'm going to tell you right now, every day that you meditate, every day that we visualize, every day that we do the deep work and you start to create that version, you start to paint that picture, and you really step into it and you can feel it as if you're already there, this is where the magic happens. Here's what I want to leave you with today, okay? Truth be told, honestly, I live my life as if when I pass, I envision myself being able to meet literally that guy. I envision meeting that guy, the highest version of myself, and looking at him face to face and asking myself, how close did I get to this guy? How close did I get spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally? Socrates says it best. It's a shame for a man to live his whole life without ever seeing what the potential of his body, mind, and spirit can do. And I believe that's the same thing for every single one of us on this call. This is the beauty of life. You've never seen a tree grow to half of its potential. Humans are the only living things that do that. We don't grow to our fullest potential. So today, if nobody told you today, I truly believe in you. I'm grateful for you. I appreciate you. And I'm so excited to see you step into the highest version of yourself. But nobody else can make the belief, but who? But you. And the second that you make the decision, the world will move out of the way and you will start attracting the right people, places, and opportunities into your life. So, family, with that being said, if you got any value out of today, drop some sevens down below, smash that like button. And I'm telling you right now, this is going to be a month to remember, making the decision, being able to look back in 2023, saying this is where we made the decision. So, family, I love you. Go out and have an abundant day. I'm excited for what is to come. If nobody told you, remember, we are just getting started. It is your favorite entrepreneur, define dreams. You can be, do, or have anything that you can hold in your mind. I promise you, you can hold it right here in your hand. The only thing that's left is for time to catch up. I love you, family. Let's get to it. You already know it's game time. Let's get to work.